Yup, true believers, we're taking a look back at one of our all-time favorite shows, X-Men, the animated series. Though some of the later seasons were a bit questionable, X-Men, the animated series is one of the best animated shows of all time, and helped push Fox toward the X-Men movie that would kickstart us into the current golden age of superhero movies. Premiering in 1992 with the most iconic cartoon theme song probably ever, X-Men was a part of Fox Kids' Saturday morning slate alongside Tiny Toon Adventures and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. What I wouldn't give for a bowl of Kix, no milk, and that lineup right now. Anything. With a look inspired by Jim Lee's run on X-Men, the series took time to get to know the backstory of every main character. The dialogue had its moments bordering on stereotype.
Did I hear you desire to see mutants?
But it captured each character's essence. It's still how I hear all of them in my head to this day. Sorry, Allie and Q, you guys are great, but, you know. Cyclops being the far too rigid Boy Scout.
You either follow orders like the other members of this team, or you're out of it!
Jean Grey's love for everyone and constant need to recharge her abilities.
Jean!
Storm being the obvious glue of the team and her amazingly dramatic lines when controlling the weather.
Hail! Fill the skies with rocks of ice!
Wolverine's soft heart under thick skin and calling everyone bub.
Not anymore, bub.
Rogue's chip on her shoulder and raw southern accent.
I wonder what rock that snake's a-hiding under.
Gambit's lone wolf attitude and mon chers.
You can drain my energy anytime, Chef.
Beast's intelligence and patience.
Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day.
Professor X's calming presence while always telling the team he needs to take care of something on his own, only to then call the X-Men to help him solve it.
Cyclops, Jean, you are needed immediately.
You were saying?
Jubilee's endearing naivete and sparkles that mess with all your VCRs and arcades.
No, not again!
Side note, did you know that the voice actor behind Jubilee actually idolized the voice actor behind Wolverine? They even lived in the same neighborhood. I'm sorry, but an in-real-life version of this on-screen relationship just gives me a full heart of warm nostalgia feels.
Just hang in there, okay? For me.
Even with all the lightheartedness, the show tackled some heavy issues for kids. Prejudice, religion under persecution, exclusion, sacrifice, and mullets. But seriously, how much did it mess with you seeing Morph die in episode 1? I still have emotional scars on my heart from seeing that.
This one's for you, Morph.
It was a lot for kids. This wasn't Fox's first attempt at an X-Men animated show, though. The now infamous 1989 pilot Pride of the X-Men included an Australian Wolverine and was overseen by future Fox Kids CEO Margaret Loesch. That failed pilot did give us the basis for the X-Men arcade game, though, so we'll give it a pass. Loesch would move on to Fox Kids in 1990 and put her career on the line to usher in the series we all know and love. So, Miss Loesch, all is forgiven on that Australian Wolverine thing. Plus, it was kind of prescient, right? Hugh Jackman is Australian. Throughout the show's production, it was bogged down by delays, outsourcing all animation to different studios, which got so bad the later season's episodes aired out of order. The original release order, the order on the DVDs, and even the order on Hulu are all different. No wonder I was so confused as a child. Reddit does have a fan-created order that we think is the best, by the way. The series even had 2 finale episodes. In season 4, Beyond Good and Evil Part 4, was supposed to be the finale with all of the X-Men under the biggest threat yet from basically every villain in the series. Then Fox ordered more episodes and cut the budget. And that's where the quality really went downhill. We don't really like acknowledging the latter episodes because they all kinda look like this. So okay, the scheduling and animation could sometimes be meh, but time just makes us view everything through Jubilee's rose-colored nostalgia glasses. The animated series also nailed some of the best X-Men comic storylines, some of the same ones the movies then had trouble with. The Phoenix and Dark Phoenix sagas are worth a rewatch just by themselves. Playing out over 4 and 5 episodes respectively, those story arcs actually gave us a Phoenix that spoke. It also showed us the struggle between Jean Grey and the Phoenix, which gave us the emotional ties we needed when she turns dark. I love me some Wolverine backstory, and this series nails it. From his long-lost love relationship with Yuriko turned creepy-fingered Lady Deathstrike to his origin story in the episode Weapon X Lies and Videotape. This captures Wolverine's confused, isolated, and vulnerable anger. The Days of Future Past story was as succinct and impactful in setting the stakes for the X-Men as the graphic novel. But the best part of the X-Men animated series is how they gave zero diving into the deep end of villains and secondary characters. We met these Sentinels right from the start, which, let's not forget, do a better job stumbling into buildings than actually catching mutants. Mr. Sinister is arguably the biggest bad in the series. The dude always seems to be pulling off a highly complicated plan that makes you think it could actually work, like the time he trapped the team in the Savage Land with the help of Sauron, the Pterodactyl, not the Eye, that's a different Sauron. The tag team of bad, then good, then bad, then good again, Magneto and Mystique. You can't forget Juggernaut, who constantly has to say his name and spawned one of the best internet jokes to date. The best villain voice of the series definitely goes to Apocalypse. He falls into the 90s trap of a villain who monologues way too much, but we don't mind with all those sweet bass tones.
From the ashes of this world, I will build a better one.
With Apocalypse came the time travelers Cable and Bishop, who all came from the future rocking 90s fashion. The animated series didn't care if you knew who these characters were or what was going on. It took us down the rabbit hole of X-Men comics craziness. Working with comics regulars Iceman, Colossus, and Nightcrawler, teaming up with X-Factor, Alpha Fight, Forge, Psylocke, Warlock, Cannonball, Dazzler, facing off against the Brotherhood of Mutants, Hellfire Club, Reavers, Shadow King, Master Mold, Omega Red, Black Tom Cassidy, and the kinky-looking Eric the Red. Okay, I see you, Eric. Visiting Mojo World and meeting Longshot, diving deep into the culture of the Morlocks, exploring Magneto's family ties, traversing space with the Shi'ar and the Starjammers, spending time in the Savage Land with Sauron, and so many Marvel Easter eggs. With any animated series, there have to be toys. Toy Biz rolled out figures that look pretty much spot on to how the on-screen characters looked, for good and bad. Our favorite of these has to be the Projector series, in which you could show slides of your character via a light shown through their body. Hey, before the internet, we kinda had to take what we could get. The show also inspired a spin-off comic, X-Men Adventures, in the mid-90s, along with an ongoing series, X-Men 92, which does a good job of capturing the fun of the animated series. What the show really gave us, though, is an X-Men fanbase that would be of a ripe movie-going age right in time for the move to the big screen in 2000. By taking a big risk on the animated series, Fox primed its audience to be ready for a superhero push into the movie multiverse. So what's your favorite moment from X-Men the Animated Series? Seriously, I want to know, because there is so much amazing ridiculousness in this show, so just let us know in the comments below. I'll wait.